Hello students, in today's class we are going to discuss marketing mix and ethics in the field of marketing. So first we'll begin with the marketing mix. Marketing mix is the offer made by an marketing firm to its target customers, and this marketing mix consists of product, price, promotion and physical distribution of goods and services is called as marketing mix. Or in other words, marketing mix is the process of designing and integrating the various elements of marketing in a such a way that it will ensure the achievement of enterprise's objectives. So to achieve the organization objectives, it is a process of designing and integrating the elements of marketing is called as marketing mix. Okay, or it is also called as combination of marketing variables or marketing elements, which is also called as 4 P's of marketing mix. According to Philip Kotler, marketing mix is the mixture of controllable marketing variable that the firm uses to pursue the sought level of sales in the target market. So to achieve the sales target, marketing firm makes the combination of controllable marketing variable, and that is called as marketing mix. And those controllable marketing variables are nothing but the elements of marketing or marketing mix, or the 4 P's of marketing mix, and which includes product, price, place or physical distribution and promotion. So these are the 4 elements in the marketing mix. Regarding marketing mix, we are going to learn in detail in third unit. Okay, so for now, its meaning and elements are enough. The next topic we are going to discuss today is ethics in the field of marketing. So now first let us understand what is ethics. Ethics is the art and science of determining what is good and bad, or right and wrong, or what is the moral behavior of a single person or a group of people is nothing but the ethics. So following moral principles in the behavior of individual or a group of people is called as ethics. Whereas ethics in marketing means it is an area of applied ethics which deals with the moral principles behind the operation and regulation of marketing. So while performing the marketing operation or while performing the activities of marketing, when you apply the moral principles, that is called as ethics in marketing. Okay. In other words, ethical marketing is all about making marketing decisions that are morally right. Okay, so the decision may be regarding purchasing the raw material, may be employing the employees in the organization, that is recruiting the staff in the organization, may be decision regarding product advertising or pricing. So the morality of the marketing decision can be seen in any part of the marketing, which can include sourcing of raw materials, staff employment, and product advertising and pricing is called as ethical marketing. Now the question is, why we need to do the ethical marketing? The reason is, if you follow the unethical marketing, then it can send a wrong signals about the products and services, and it can destroy the brand's reputation, and there is a possibility that it will organization has to face the legal problems, and that is the reason we need to follow the ethical practices in the marketing decision. So thus we can define marketing ethics as the area of applied ethics which deals with the moral principles behind the operation and regulation of marketing is called as marketing ethics. The definition of marketing ethics is, marketing ethics is defined as the basic principles and values that govern the business that is engaged in promoting products or services to the customers is called as marketing ethics. Okay, so as I said, following the moral principles, values that govern the business is nothing but the marketing ethics. Okay, if you are engaged in promoting the products and services, you have to make sure that your engagement will be followed by the principles and values is called as marketing ethics. There are certain code of ethics which we need to follow while doing the marketing. So the code of ethics in marketing includes, first one is responsibilities of the marketer. So what is the responsibility of the marketer? The first one is marketers must accept the responsibility of the consequences of their activities. So whatever activities they follow, if there is an adverse effect of those activities, then they have to face those consequences. They have to take the responsibility of those consequences about their goods and services or about their activities. The second responsibility of marketer is they must make every effort to ensure that their decisions, recommendations and actions are able to identify, serve and satisfy the customers, organizations and society. So whatever efforts they are making, they have to make sure that their decisions, their recommendations and actions are able to identify and serve as well as satisfy the customers, organizations and the society. So they have to make sure that they will not get involved any such unethical practices by which it has the adverse effect on their stakeholders. The next code of conduct, code of ethics in marketing is honesty and fairness. So marketers should be honest and fair in serving the customers, clients, employees, suppliers, distributors and the public. The marketing firm has to make sure that they will be honest and fair with their all the stakeholders. The next code of ethics in the area of product development and management includes marketers has to make sure that they will make the disclosure of all the substantial risks associated with product and service usage. So whenever you are selling any product or services, you have to disclose the substantial risk associated with product and service. Now for example, we see an advertisement about the tobacco and cigarettes. So along with that, they give the message regarding how harmful the tobacco and cigarette is. So that is nothing but the ethics in marketing what that firm is following. The next one is identification of substitution of any product component that might materially change the product or impact on buyer's purchase decision. So the marketer has to make sure that they have to identify the substitution of any product or component that might materially change the product or impact on the buyer's purchase decision. The next code of ethic in case of product development is identification of extra cost added or extra cost features in the product. So they have to identify what is the extra cost is incurred by the firm in adding the features. That has to clearly define, that has to identify in a proper way. So these are the various code of ethics when it comes to the product development and management. The next one is in the area of promotions. So what are the code of ethics they have to follow in the area of promotions? Avoiding falsy and misleading advertising. The firm has to make sure that they will not make any falsy advertisement or misleading advertisement. Then rejecting the high pressure manipulations or misleading sales tactics. They should not involve in any high pressure manipulations or the misleading the sales tactics about any goods and services. Then avoiding sales promotion techniques that use deception or manipulation. So you have to make sure that you will avoid the sales promotion that can use the deception or manipulation. If there is any manipulation of the information about the goods and services, then such advertisement or such promotional activities should be avoided by the firm. The code of ethics in the area of distribution includes not manipulating the availability of product for the purpose of exploitation. So the firm has to make sure that they will not manipulate the availability of product for the purpose of exploitation. So to make the customers or to involved in the customers exploitation, they should not be manipulate the availability of the product. Usually it happens to certain products, so they store the products by which when there will be a price will be high, at that time they sell those products. So that should not happen when it comes to the marketing, that is ethical marketing. Next, not using coercion or threat in the marketing channels. They have to make sure that they will not use any coercion, that is forcible selling, or any threat in the marketing channel. Next, not exerting undue influence over the reseller's choice to handle a product. So you have to make sure that you will not have any undue influence over the resellers or on the customers for purchasing the product or purchasing the services. So these are the few ethics you have to follow, or code of ethics as a marketing firm you have to follow in the area of distribution. In case of pricing, what are the ethics the firm has to follow? The first one is not engaging in price fixing. The firm has to make sure that they will not engage in any such practice where the price fixing is happening, where the firm is charging high price of the product than the actual price. Then not practicing predatory pricing, that is predatory pricing is nothing but the selling the goods at very low price, by which the competitors will not afford to sell the goods at that low price, and they forcibly throw out from the market. So that practice should be avoided by the organization or by the firms. Then disclosing the full price associated with any purchase. So whatever price you are charging for your product, then you have to disclose the full pricing associated with that purchase. So all these things the marketer has to make sure that, or has to follow when it comes to the area of pricing. And the last one is code of ethics in the area of marketing research. So what are the code of ethics the marketer has to follow when it comes to the marketing research? The first one is prohibiting selling or fundraising under the guise of conducting research. So in the name of research, marketing researcher should not collect the money from the customers. The next one, maintaining research integrity by avoiding mispresentation and omission of relevant research data. So when you are conducting marketing research, you have to make sure that whatever data you are providing, that should be authentic, that should be true. You should not provide, or you should avoid the mispresentation of your data or omission of relevant research data. And last one, treating outside clients and suppliers fairly is these are the few what we can say code of ethics which marketing researchers has to follow. The next topic is, what are the various unethical practices followed in the marketing. Okay, so the unethical marketing practices are making falsy or exaggerated or unverified claims. So when you make the falsy claim about your product, if your product is not good, if the quality of the product is not good, you have not used the good quality of raw material, at that time you exaggerate your product, you exaggerate or you make the falsy claims about your product. So that is the one example of unethical practices. Next one, distortion of facts to mislead or confuse the potential buyers. That is, you can distort the facts about the product to mislead or to confuse the potential buyers, is the another unethical practice which may firm involved. Then concealing side effects of products or services criticizing rival products. You should not involve in criticizing rival products. Whatever products you have produced, you have to concentrate on selling only your product or making the advertisement of only your company's product and not criticizing the rival products. Then using the fear tactics for selling your goods and services. Plagiarism, that is taking the others work and selling it as your own marketing strategy or your own marketing messages, so that has to be avoided. That is plagiarism of marketing message. Plagiarism means taking others work and selling it as your own messages or as your own work. Next one, exploitation of customers. Then discriminating people of different races, age, sex or religion. You have to make sure that you will not discriminate the people by the religion, by the gender or age of the people. Next, spamming. Then showing the gesture of maintaining public relations. You have to make sure that unnecessarily you should not show the gestures for maintaining the public relations. So all these are the unethical practices may followed in the marketing, which organizations or firms has to avoid it. Then what are the factors which may affect the ethical marketing behavior of the company or of the individual? So the first one is societal culture and the norms. So what is this culture is there in the society, or what norms the society is following, that have the direct impact on the ethical marketing or the ethical behavior of the firm. Then the business culture and the industry practices. So what type of business culture is there in the organization, what industry practices they are following, that also has the impact on the following the ethical marketing practices. Then corporate culture, expectations, all these are the factors which can have the influence on deciding the ethical practices or the ethical marketing practices. So even the personal behavior or the personal moral philosophy and ethical behavior also has the impact on the ethical marketing practices. So these are the few factors which has the impact or influence on the ethical marketing behavior. So these are the significance or importance of marketing ethics, why we need to do the marketing ethics. The first one is building customer loyalty. If you want to enjoy the customer loyalty, you have to make sure that you will follow the ethical practices. Then retaining good employees. If the person's behavior is very ethical, the employees are following ethical practices, then if your organizations also is following such ethical practices, then those employees will make sure that they will retain with the same company for a longer period of time. If you get involved in unethical practice, the person who is avoiding such unethical practices may leave your organization. So if you want to retain the good employees, you have to make sure that you will follow the ethical practices in your firm. Then there will be a positive work environment in your organizations if you are following the moral principles, moral values in your marketing activities. It will be help to avoid the legal problems, because unethical practices will make sure that you will follow all the norms and regulations prescribed by the government. So if you are following these ethical practices, you will avoid the legal consequences or legal problems. It will help to increase your goodwill and publicity in the eyes of all the stakeholders. Then you will get an financial advantages that you are not involved in any unethical practices, so you are not facing any legal consequences. Your reputation is increasing, and that reputation or goodwill will make sure that your sales revenue will get increased. So indirectly you are getting the financial advantage by following the marketing ethics. Then that will create a competitive advantage. And the last one is, it is a moral obligations that we have to follow the rules and regulations in performing the marketing activities. So these are the various significances, advantages or importance of marketing ethics. And the last one is like what are the ethical issues or the problems will involved in marketing. So there will be issues related to the marketing research, that is misrepresentation of data or making the discrimination at the time of collecting the data, then issues related to the target customers and market, issues involved in pricing, that is bid pricing or price discrimination may involved in the pricing, then problems related or the issues related to advertising and promotion, that is falsy advertising, exaggeration about the product and services, then issues related to the data collection and privacy of the customers. You have to make sure that you will keep the privacy of the customers. Then issue related to the distribution of goods and services, no proper distribution of goods and services, there will be a discrimination in distribution of goods and services, maybe as per the area, age, religion, gender. So that will be one problem in in the marketing. And the last one, anti-competitive practices. So all these are the ethical issues will be involved in the marketing practices which organizations has to avoid it. Okay, now I'm sure that you understood what is ethical marketing, what are its advantages, what are the issues in ethical practices, what are the unethical practices may organizations follow, and what are the code of ethics in the marketing. Okay, so here we conclude the first unit of marketing. Okay, thank you.